Friends, gather round, for we are officially living in a world where Donald Trump has declared English the official language of the United States. Yes, you heard that right. The man who once tweeted "Covfefe" has decided he's the guardian of the English language. It's like finding out Guy Fieri is now in charge of the Louvre. On this momentous day, February 28, 2025, President Trump signed an executive order that will forever be etched in the annals of American history. Okay, maybe not forever, but definitely for the next news cycle or until he decides to rename the Pacific Ocean after himself. This is the first time in the history of the United States that a national language has been established. The significance of this move cannot be overstated. Okay, maybe it can be slightly overstated. Look, the point is, it's a big deal. Or at least the Trump administration wants you to think it's a big deal. They're claiming it's all about promoting national unity and improving government efficiency. Because, you know, nothing screams efficiency like forcing millions of people to learn a new language. Now you might be wondering, what about all the people in the US who don't speak English? Don't worry, the Trump administration has thought of that too. And by thought of that, I mean they've decided to get rid of a policy that was helping those people. I'm talking about the Clinton-era directive that required federal agencies to provide language assistance to people with limited English proficiency. You see, back in the dark ages of 2000, President Clinton thought it might be a good idea to make sure everyone could access government services, regardless of their language skills. But this is 2025, people. We don't need those pesky things like empathy or basic human decency. We need efficiency. And what's more efficient than telling millions of people they're on their own when it comes to navigating the complexities of the US government? To be fair, the executive order doesn't explicitly forbid federal agencies from providing services in other languages. It just says they're no longer required to. So, it's all about giving those agencies the freedom to decide whether or not they want to help non-English speakers. Because, you know, freedom. So, how many people are we actually talking about here? Well, as of 2025, there are approximately 68 million people in the US who speak a language other than English at home. That's roughly 20% of the population. To put it another way, that's more people than the entire population of Canada. And we all know how much Trump loves Canada. And we're not just talking about Spanish here, folks. We're talking about a tapestry of languages, from Mandarin Chinese to Tagalog to Vietnamese. We're even talking about over 160 Native American languages. You know, the languages spoken by the people who were here before, well, you know, everyone else. Now, this whole official language thing isn't exactly a new debate. In fact, it's been raging on for decades. On the one hand, you have people who believe that having an official language is essential for national unity. They argue that it promotes a shared identity and facilitates communication. On the other hand, you have people who think the whole thing is a big waste of time. They point out that English is already the dominant language in the US, and that making it official wouldn't change much. They also argue that it could lead to discrimination against non-English speakers. So, where does Trump stand on this issue? Well, if his past statements are anything to go by, he's firmly in the English or bust camp. Remember his eloquent campaign trail pronouncements like, "This is a country where we speak English. It's English. You have to speak English." But hey, maybe he's changed his tune since then. Maybe he's had a sudden epiphany about the importance of linguistic diversity. Or maybe, just maybe, this is all just a big distraction from, you know, everything else that's going on.